What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Professor Anime coming back at you with another video. In today's video, guys, I'm here to bring you all a review of Ajin episode 8. So let's get this started. So this episode was kind of interesting. We get introduced to a new character in the series of Ajin who is most likely going to be more prevalent throughout the coming episodes to come, and his name is Nakanao. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I had to go to the manga version in order to actually find out what his name was, because I don't really think this anime episode clarified what his name was. You kind of just like had to guess who he was. So yeah, there's that, and it turns out that he is an Ajin. In the beginning of this episode, where episode 7 left off, we saw Sato gathering Ajin into his little warehouse. And in this episode, we see that the Ajin are talking with Sato, trying to come to terms on like what exactly, his plans to spread Ajin rights around the world. But obviously Sato, he is a complete maniac, and he has a completely different way on how he does things and how he wants things to be done in order to spread awareness of Ajin rights. He wants to commit genocide. He wants to commit mass murder towards the humans, and for those Ajin who end up disagreeing to Sato's plans, he has them shot by Tanaka to most likely wound them. Not necessarily kill them, because an Ajin will come back to life one death after another. This is mainly just to incapacitate the Ajin. We see Tanaka use regular bullets to wound them, and then we see him use tranquilizer darts. Now, I believe in the manga, Tanaka was actually using harpoons. I could be exactly wrong on that. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, you see my point. Now, when it comes to why they were incapacitating the Ajins, for those who ended up disagreeing to Sato's plans, it seems that Sato also has a use for these Ajins who ended up disagreeing. We see that, the ones who ended up not escaping that one scene, Sato says, put them in the basement. So what exactly he's going to do with these Ajin, we're not exactly sure. Now, when it comes to the escape scene, we see a boy and a man running to try to escape Sato's clutches. They are trying to get out of the warehouse as fast as possible. The man, we really didn't get too much on the man, which I was kind of saddened about, but then again, I don't really think he had too much time in the manga either. But it does turn out that he has some sort of cool looking Ajin. He has like a spiky haired Ajin, which is kind of cool. I don't know if he will end up showing that in future episodes if he does happen to make an appearance, but as I said, for those who end up disagreeing to Sato's plans and did not escape, they are basically thrown into the basement, and what exactly Sato is going to do with that, we don't know. And when it comes to the boy was Nakanao, and he is an Ajin as well. And when it comes to the part where we have it to where the man is basically yelling at this kid to jump off of the balcony, he took so long to jump. I mean, I know the guy was afraid of heights. I mean, there are a lot of people who are afraid of heights, but if you're an Ajin and you're gonna die possibly from the fall anyway, but later you're gonna come back to life, then you know what, man, just go all for it. Why hesitate, But man, when it comes to this episode with Nakanao, Nakanao was being hunted down hard, I mean, we have it to where Sato and his henchmen are after him, trying to look for him. We also have it to where, there was that one scene where he was in the train and he almost thought that Sato was coming up to him. There was just another man with the same kind of cap that Sato has. Like, he was scared for his life and everything. He was shivering. And then the third part was when he eventually does reach his apartment. We have it to where the government is after him, and he is trying to run away from these guys. He's getting all bloodied up. People are punching him and kicking him, and he ends up falling off of the apartment building, and then he's trying to get out of the way, and then he gets run over by Tosaki's car. Like, holy crap, dude, this guy, wow. Now, I just wanted to mention something really quick about Nakanao. I could be wrong on this, so take this with a grain of salt. But we are getting a Ajin OVA in the spring season of anime, and it happens to focus on a character with orange hair, and that looks exactly like Nakanao. I could be completely wrong if this is in fact Nakanao, Somebody clarify me on that in the comments down below. For those who have read the manga, maybe you will know more on that. But the character in the poster looks exactly like Naka now. And I don't know for sure if the OVA is going to be 2D art, because in the winter season, if you look at the posters, we see Ajin's poster is pretty much, 3D CGI looking, and then when it comes to the OVA that is going to be handled in the spring season, it's pretty much 2D art. So we could possibly see a 2D styled Ajin episode, which would be pretty cool. Now, when it comes to Kei in this episode, Kei eventually meets a elderly woman, and he ends up going to her house and pretty much, just staying there just for hospitality, try to recover from his wounds and whatnot. And it seems like the elderly woman could actually be the grandmother of the new character that we actually got introduced in this episode, Naka now. I could be wrong on that as well, but she kind of hints at the fact. And it makes me believe that eventually, like, Nakanow and Kei are going to end up crossing ties with one another. And because of the fact that Sato said, I want to commit mass murder towards the humans, and, two of the most prevalent characters within that scene, the man and Nakanow, they completely disagreed to the plan, and they were trying to escape. And the man says, "You're the only one that can stop Sato now." So I believe that since, it's kind of hinted at this episode that Nakanow is eventually going to meet Kei, they are going to form some type of alliance with one another and try their very best in order to stop Sato. And of course, in this episode, we also have it to where Kei is learning how to control his Ajin. He has at least performed 5 times to where the point he can eventually separate the IBM from his body and control it in a way to which maybe he might be able to use this Ajin in order to fight other battles against other Ajin, and more importantly, Sato down the line. So this is going to be an essential thing for him. However, I don't know if it's gotten to the point to where he is going to end up controlling the Ajin in order for the Ajin to actually listen to his commands. We are just going to have to wait and see. That about does it for this episode review, guys, of Ajin. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below on what you thought about this episode of Ajin. What do you think about the new OVA that's coming out? And also, what do you think about this new Nakanow character? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you want to stay up to date to my future content on this channel, please hit that red subscribe button below, and you'll never miss a video from me. That about does it for this video, guys. Oh, and don't forget to like if you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys next time.